I'm gonna hold your neck when I say this. I don't want to be your friend because you have no identity of your own. You're not about to come around me for character development and an ego boost. I met a girl on Clubhouse a few years ago who took a strong liking to me. She was pretty, she seemed cool, and she wanted to link, but things never organically aligned. Recently, this girl resurfaced a few months back when I was invited to a function. As I was walking into the event, I heard someone yelling my name, and then they started to hug me. I heard,
Empress, hey! I was just at TP's house and we were talking about you.
as I'm pulling away from this person so I can see who they are, I replied, not talking about me. And we both kind of laughed it off as she reminded me who she was because she could see the confusion on my face. Now, I didn't make it a big deal in that moment, but my immediate thought was, why would TP and a bitch be at his house cackling about me? So I walk in, she says what she says, and then I go to greet the person who invited me. Now, of course, the person who invited me asked me, did I want a hookah? Did I want a drink? Did I need something to eat? You know, he was tending to me since he invited me. I'm not gonna lie, it was a lot going on where he was sitting. It was a lot of people, and I was just like, not in the mood, y'all. I'm not a real friendly person. I'm social, but I'm not that friendly. I get up and move basically to a booth to sit by myself. And the girl who greeted me earlier by saying that she was talking about me at a man's house, she came over to sit next to me. She comes over, we start chatting, and immediately she starts speaking down about the other women at the function. She was saying things like, they can't relate to us. We're used to fucking with rich niggas. Mind you, I'm trying to figure out how the hell she know who I'm used to fucking with. She keeps talking and starts to tell me all of her business. People start gathering around us. It's almost like I separated myself, but yet the party still came to me. Literally, the entire event has shifted towards where me and her are sitting at this point. And we're going to call her Shanti just to give her a name. So Shanti starts oversharing her business. She's telling me what big producers she fuck with. She was also telling me who bought her what, who's generous and who's not. I mean, this girl was going down the list of men and she's naming them, by the way. Now, to me, that is a major red flag when I meet people and they are immediately oversharing. And maybe I'm tripping, but I look at that like a manipulation tactic. That tactic is used to bait people into sharing their business back. And bitch, no. You gotta understand that these women don't overshare for vulnerability. They overshare for access. Now, while I'm leaving this event, of course, I had to FaceTime TP and figure out why him and this random girl was allegedly sitting at his house cackling about me. Come to find out, she actually lied. She hasn't seen TP since like 2021. And yes, TP is a reliable source. He's many things, but I don't think he's a liar. After I get off the phone with TP, I'm still driving back home. And now I'm thinking to myself, why would this girl lie for no reason? Which also made me think about how I knew her. It made me remember some of the things that she used to share with me, who was a stranger, back in 2020, 2021, when we were all on Clubhouse. She used to overshare and probably lie back then as well. Like one time I remember her saying that she was doing blood magic on the rapper Gunna. She also used to make up lies about her ex-boyfriend's sexuality just because she was upset with him. And I know him. At this point, I'm just thinking this girl is a walking red flag and a consistent liar. Not to mention, she said something about her not having surgery on her TikTok page. Yet, the day that I ran into her at that function, she was literally bleeding from her lipo scars. And I'm not one to shame cosmetic surgery. Y'all know I love good surgery. Okay? My whole thing is you are consistently lying for no reason. Nobody even fucking cares. Like, before you lie about surgery, just don't say shit at all. Anywho, that same night she tried to link up with me after the function that we left, and I just ended up not texting her back. Since then, she has hit me up a few times, and I'll admit I have given her the cold shoulder. Now, every time I go live, she comes in and she talks. She's super social online, and I keep it cute and be the same way because I have nothing against this girl. I just think her actions are very suspicious. Even though I was giving her the cold shoulder, I was still polite with her when she would get on my live and show love on social media. I followed her back on TikTok. You know, I wasn't being weird with this girl at all. But I did see, and I also got sent the video that she made about Atlanta women and friendships. And don't get me wrong, like, a lot of people make videos about their experiences when it comes to trying to build friendships here in Atlanta. Everybody has a traumatic story. Hell, I even have a traumatic story. But I don't know. It was something about this video that made me feel like it was about me, but I didn't want to assume anything until other people sent it to me. Look at my clumsy ass. Video, she goes on and on about how women don't want to hang with her because she looks better than them and she's going to get all the men. Women are jealous of her because she's so pretty. Women try to use her for her industry connections and to fuck with her homeboys. Women are too insecure to hang out with her because she's going to take all the men. She said that she's just trying to be kind-hearted and pure when she's trying to befriend us. She said women have too much PTSD when it comes to friendships, so they just don't understand when a woman like her is trying to be genuine. And she also called herself a girl's girl. Now, there were specific things in that video that I felt like, that could be about me. But I didn't want to jump to conclusions until other people said, yeah, she definitely got to be talking about you, especially with the backstory. Now, I'm usually if it's not directed, it's not respected type of girl. But since I had this series going and I've been telling y'all all the weird things that I learned about men and women when I was in this lifestyle around these types of people and in this space, I feel like this was a great opportunity to show y'all how weird bitches are. Y'all, who knows? Maybe the post isn't even about me. Maybe I'm a hit dog that's hollering. But I just think it's funny that the same girl who said gorgeous doll is corny and she's outing men, and you also said the same thing about me to one of our mutuals. I think it's funny that you got on your page and did a story time about Ghana. Isn't that doing the same exact thing that you said is fucking corny? Mind you, she doesn't even know Gorgeous Doll. I'm just saying, the same woman who alluded that women are whores and corny for doing story times, as if she isn't a whore and corny for doing story times, now also starting her videos saying the most outlandish, whorish shit. Something I've noticed about women in that lifestyle is that they're lost and empty. No matter how many materials they attain, they will not be able to fill those voids until they find themselves. These women are in survival mode. Don't let the designer cars and high rises fool you. The entitlement that misogynistic women have to my friendship is no different from the entitlement that misogynistic men have to my body. I do not owe you friendship. I do not know you.
What actually happened at Paul's party. So honestly, I had a really good time. I do have beef with one TikToker now, but we'll get to that. So to start off, honestly, you guys, like, it was really fun and people there were super nice, but I do really wish my besties were there because it's kind of hard to like find people to hang out with, like especially if you didn't come with like a pre-made like friend group, I guess, which like I definitely had a lot of friends there, but like my Glow House Party friend group wasn't there this time. Like Sophie, Brielle, Allegra, like guys, I missed you. And Zariah couldn't go either. So a lot of the times I was walking by myself or like going to my mom, which like luckily my mom was there. But I did have a lot of friends there, and the people that I did talk to for however long were all like so nice. I met Paisley Nelson. Like I told you guys, I was so excited to meet her. I met her, literally sweetest person ever. She told me she was actually watching my live stream as I was getting ready for the party, which is actually really funny because literally on that live I was like, guys, I want to meet Paisley. And then I had no idea Tsunami was going, but I ended up like introducing myself to her on her live stream on Twitch. So if you guys find that, like, don't let me know because I probably made it really awkward. But she was really nice and like told me she liked my dress, and I was like, oh, okay, I love her. But yeah, you guys, I was always scared of like that TikTok boy clan, but Caesar is so freaking nice, you guys. Like, I had no idea. I'd never talked to him before. I still haven't spoken to like Brennan before, but I've definitely seen him a lot. But Caesar, so nice. We made a TikTok together, probably coming soon. But also, one of the times I was walking by myself, Deja saw me and came up to me and was like, are you by yourself? Like, come sit with me. And we like sat together and like talked, and it was really nice to get to know her. And she's literally so sweet. Like, I'd never met her before or like seen her at any of the events, but like she's the nicest person literally ever. And same with like Nidal and Aiden. Like, every time I had nowhere to go, like they let me stand with them. All right, now I'll explain the beef I have. So basically, I saw this one TikToker and I was like, oh my gosh, like I love you. Like, can we make a video together, like your iconic dance? Guys, I was low-key like trolling him really bad. I was like, whatever, anyways. And he was like, yeah, I haven't made it yet, so once I finish the video I'm doing right now, I'll come find you and we can make it. And I was like, okay, I'm so excited. And then I saw him again like a few minutes later, and I was like, hey, like, you done yet or what? And he was like, yeah, I'm almost done, I'll come find you, like the second time too. And I was like, okay. And then that was the last time I ever saw him like in my life. So yeah, so that is why we have beef. Okay guys, I'm totally kidding, we don't have beef. It's literally Diddy Bop, you guys. Like, I don't blame him. Like, I was really excited to make that TikTok. Like, wake up, like that could have been us, but hey, like it's fine. But like, Diddy Bop, if you see this, like I still love you. Like, we can fix things. But guys, the party was amazing. Like, the venue was everything. People were walking around with food like 24/7. Like, it was just so good. Like, I'm so grateful that I was able to be invited. Like, oh my gosh, like can't even explain it. Like, that was the most fun I think I've ever had at like one of those influencer events. Like, I just wish my besties were there, but like obviously I still made a lot of friends. And you guys, I keep seeing all those edits and like people are putting me in them and like tagging me in them. Like, guys, I really love you guys. Like, you make me feel so special. I feel so special that I even got invited. Like, it was just the coolest thing ever. Like, Paul did an amazing freaking job. Like, this venue was huge and it was beautiful, and there was like anything you could ever imagine at a party. There was Sprite with Pop Rocks in it.
Story time about how I took my teammate girlfriend by accident. All right, so let me set the scene a little bit. So it's probably senior year. Me and my teammate, we kind of been on a team for about maybe 3 years, but we always had like a real iffy relationship about females. Like, we always would get into it about females. And I'm not really one to get into it about females, but we was getting into it about females. I don't know. It was just seemed like, I don't know, no matter what, her girlfriends wanted me. I just didn't understand. Or somebody she was dealing with wanted me. But she didn't like me because of it. So I just want to let y'all know that we was not like this. So I don't want y'all in my comments saying that I was bold and I was this and I was that. So at this time, y'all remember Kayla from the DeMarco story? I was dating Kayla from the DeMarco story at this time. I don't even think we was dating. We was like on some on and off stuff, right? I want to say that Kayla had did something dirty to me. And so me and Kayla was not on good terms at this point, right? So my teammate had just got like a new girlfriend, maybe like 3 months ago or whatever. And she had been coming to our games. But you know how the teams be. Like, you know, we all be kind of just talking to each other. I knew who her girlfriend was. I didn't really want to cross no boundaries because I knew what our history was as far as girls. So I would never really talk to her or nothing like that. But my whole team used to be cool with the girlfriend, right? Let's call my teammate Becky. We're going to call her girlfriend Regina. So Regina started coming to our games a lot. Like, she would show up, and don't get me wrong, Regina was bad. I ain't gonna lie. For us to be in the grade that we was in, she was fine shit for sure. She was. And like I said, the whole team was cool with her. Like, they would go over her house, like they would hang out with her and shit like that. But I never did because I didn't want to cross the boundary, right? And she never really said nothing to me, so I didn't say nothing to her. So this particular game, I actually had a really good game, and I could not remember how many points I had. So after the game or whatever, we all kind of lollygagging around. Becky doing her own thing. I'm doing my own thing. I'm kind of kicking it with my teammates and stuff like that. And I'm trying to tell my one teammate, let's just call her Pookie. I'm trying to tell Pookie, like, damn, I can't remember how many points I had. So I just heard the most beautiful voice in my ear say, "You had 13 points." I instantly fall in love because it's like, damn, you've been paying attention to me like that? You know how many points I had? Bet. So that right there, but I kept my composure. I'm like, oh, thanks. Woo. So now we all get to talking. Me, Pookie, Regina, everybody, we get to talking and stuff. So Regina say, hey, I'm having a sleepover. I'm having a party. Something like that. It was either a sleepover or a party. And you should come. Now me, I know I'm not going to turn down this opportunity. I can't turn it down. I was like, why not? Who going to stop me from going? At this point, me and her was kind of on, kind of off, but I wasn't really fucking with her because of what she had did to me. So I immediately accept invitation. For sure, I'm there. You ain't even got to say nothing else. She like, bet, it's going to be on Friday. I'm like, bet, I ain't missing this for the world. You feel me? Like, I'm going to the party. And I ain't gonna lie, this was low-key one of the first parties that I had got invited to. Like, I wasn't really no party girl. So I'm like, bet, this how this work? Okay, bet. So now I'm at school every day, like Friday. To mind you, I don't know that Becky doesn't know about the party because the whole team know about the party, but Becky. So days go by and it's finally Friday. I'm like, oh my God, we about to go over to Regina's house and I don't know what's going to happen. So me and Pookie, we low-key talking about it. And I can tell that Pookie kind of being sneaky about it because she don't want to say nothing about the party around Becky. So I'm already picking up. Becky is not invited to the party. I'm invited to the party. Pookie invited to the party. And shit, I don't know who else, but I know me and Pookie going. Now, Regina was that girl. Regina had a car. Regina was bad. Regina was everything all in one. So Friday come, we had a late night game, right? Of course, Regina came to the game. And when the game was over, to mind you, actually, Kayla was at the game too. So Kayla was at the game and Regina was at the game. All right, so they both was at the game. And of course, we had a good game or whatever. So everybody was in high spirits. But I'm in extra high spirits because we about to get ready to go over Regina's house. I don't know what's about to go down at this party, but we about to have a good time. Like I say, Regina had a car. So after the game, Regina hit me like, you still coming to the party, da-da-da-da-da, because you could ride with me. I'm like, all right, bet. We had just got report cards this day too. So I told Regina, like, hey, drop me off at my mama's house real quick so that I can get some money. And you feel me? I can give her my report card and stuff like that. Because my mama used to give me money if I had a good report card. So I'm like, bet, we about to go to Regina's house and I'm about to get some cheese. I live right around the corner. So me, Pookie, and Regina, we all get in the car and she drive me to my mama's house. I get the money from my mama or whatever. And we head to Regina's house, right? So in my head, I'm thinking it's a party, y'all. I'm thinking it's a party. But when I get to this party, it's only me, Pookie, and Regina. I'm like, okay. So we get there, we all laughing. I ain't gonna lie, I'm happy, you feel me? I don't know, shit, I ain't really got no friends. I've been in a relationship for so long, so I ain't never really had no friends or whatever. So I'm like, all right, cool, like we vibing. I don't know what the vibes is. I know Regina bad. I don't know shit. I know we having a good time. At Regina's house, we can do whatever we want. You feel me? Regina got bottles. You feel me? We doing whatever we want. We playing drinking games. This is my first time ever drinking. This is my first time ever doing anything. For real, for real. So I don't really remember the details, but I remember Pookie going downstairs and me and Regina was upstairs. To mind y'all, it's a Friday. I got Saturday practice at 8 a.m., right? Regina told me she was going to take me to practice. I'm team captain. Becky is also team captain. Let's keep all of this in mind, right? So the party goes great. Fantastic, okay? I'm not even going to get into all those details. The party goes fantastic, right? It's time for us to wake up in the morning. I didn't know that Regina had to go to work. So Regina, like, I can't even come and get you. I can't even take you to practice because I got to get to work. We both had woke up late. I'm like, all right, cool. Minding you, Pookie also has practice. We all have practice. So I starts getting a call from Becky. Bling, 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 bling. I'm like, fuck. So I'm looking at the phone. So I answer the phone. I say, hello? She say, yo, where you at? Where you at? I'm like, shit, I'm chilling. Like, you don't feel me? Like, I fucked my ankle up. I don't think I'm going to be able to make it. So I lied because I didn't have no fucking ride there because Regina left to go to work, right? So now I'm thinking to myself, like, how am I about to get home, bro? Like, how am I about to get home? I cannot stay here because now I'm kind of like, damn, I'm kind of, my conscience kind of hitting me like, damn, you kind of fucked up. But I called Kayla. I'm like, Kayla, I need an Uber. She like, where you at? Da, da, da. I'm at my friend's house. I need you to send me an Uber, right? She like, for sure, just send me the address. Kayla real nice. She like, just send me the address and stuff like that. Woo, woo, woo. Now, Kayla was cousins with my best friend. And my best friend lived across the street from my house. Keep that in mind. So I get a call. Maybe I'm in the Uber, actually. I think I'm in the Uber. And I get a call from Regina. Regina say, she know. I say, who know what? I said, know what? She said, yeah, she know about what happened last night or whatever. I said, how do she know? Like, what the fuck? She like, because I told her. I said, Regina, you did what? You told her what? She said she seen it. I said, see, you didn't try to hide it? She said, I tried to hide it, but you feel me? She still seen it, and I'm not a liar. Okay, period. I feel it. So I had gave Regina by accident one of these right here or whatever. Now Becky blowing my phone up. Becky is blowing my phone down to the ground. So I'm not even answering. I'm like, fuck. Like, I know I fucked up. I know it was fucked up. But shit, we both had our parts. You feel me? So I get to my mom's house. I go in the house and I'm chilling. Not Kayla blowing me up. Kayla blowing my phone up. So I'm like, what the fuck? Becky then told Kayla that I did what I did with Regina. So now I'm just in a fucked up situation. Like, I'm just so fucked up, bro. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm like, why did I do this? Like, this was so dumb. But I had been drinking. Remember I said it was my first night drinking. So Kayla like, come across the street. So I'm like, come across the street? You across the street? So she at her cousin's house. So I'm like, fuck. All right, cool. So I go across the street. When I get across the street, before I could even get in the door all the way, Kayla is tweaking out on me something crazy. What? You did what? Why would you do that? I don't understand. Blah, 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 blah. She crying. I'm like, I'm trying to apologize and stuff like that. Because at this point, I literally know that I'm wrong, right? So we sit in the bathroom and we talk for like 2 hours. Like, literally, like, just trying to reassure her, like, you feel me? I didn't know we was together. I didn't know this. I didn't know that. All this, that, and the third. So me and Kayla, we finally get on like a good page where it's like, okay, she forgave me. And I'm thinking all of this over with, because at the end of the day, I really only care what my girlfriend's saying. I mean, it is what it is. But then I get a call. It's Becky. So I'm like, shit, like, you feel me? Like, what's up? So Becky on the phone and she like, Bree, like, you know, this shit fucked up, but I just need you to explain to me what happened. So I'm on the phone with her and I'm telling her, like, you know, you feel me?
My grandma met the devil, story time. So when grandma was in her late teens, she had a child out of wedlock and this man abandoned her. So at this point, her parents were pushing her to get married to someone new. That's how it was back then. She's sitting in the old Chevy with her friend at a burger place when this really tall, dark, very attractive man walks up behind the car, stops, turns around and comes back to her window and leans in. My grandma was very modest, but she openly admitted this was the most attractive man she had ever seen in her entire life. He didn't even look real. She didn't even think people could look this way because he was so perfect, so handsome. He was about 6'5", 6'6" tall. He had jet black hair, bright green eyes, big lips, and pretty white teeth. He was dressed in all black. Black coat, black shirt, black pants, and black shoes. So he leans down in the window and they start talking. He says his name is Sammy, he's new to town, and he's just trying to make some new friends. So my grandma and her friend, being the sweet, kind people they were, they invite him to come sit down and have a burger with them. He was very quiet and shy, but he only talked to her. He didn't say 2 words to her friend, so she thought maybe he liked her. And they ride off and ride around town all night, just talking and hanging out. Here's where it starts to get weird. Grandma said when she went to drop him off, she asked him, where do you stay? He said, well, I don't have a home, I just came to town. She said, well, where do you want me to take you? And he had her drop him off at the graveyard. He was like, I don't know that I really want to go out there, because that's just a scary place, even in the daylight. He was like, well, just take me to the end of the road. So she drops him off at the big gate. Now, she did not tell this man where she lived, but the next day around 12 o'clock, he comes walking up the driveway, and her mom's sitting there on the porch, shelling butter beans, and she's like, hey, there's some tall guy walking up the driveway. Her mom's like, oh, that's Sammy, the man I met last night. So by now, her friend and her mother have both seen this man. He's real. But most importantly, he was dressed in all black. So Sammy walks up where grandma, her mom, and the little toddler are sitting on the porch shelling butter beans, and Sammy asked grandma out on a date. So my grandma looks over at her mom, and her mom's like, yeah, go ahead, I'll watch the baby. Remember, he came up walking, but now they're driving in her car. So he tells grandma along the way that he's made a little picnic out in the graveyard. Grandma, being the kind of person that she was, didn't want to be disrespectful or ungrateful, so she agreed to go. They go out to the graveyard where she sees there is no picnic. He lied. There's no blanket, no food, no nothing. And now he's asking her all these personal questions, mainly about her faith and personal belief. He starts talking about religion. Do you go to church? What do you believe in? And then he starts debating with her a little bit about Christianity. Grandma always admitted she was never a perfect Christian. She sinned a lot. She made a lot of mistakes. But grandma, being a faith warrior that she was, you could not dilute her faith. Like, she would fight you all day long about her God. She wouldn't push it on you, but if you debated her, she would defend it. Then Sammy asked grandma, were you in love with the man you had that child by? Grandma said, oh yeah, I thought we were going to get married. I fell head over heels for him. And Sammy said, I know when you're lying. It really freaked her out, though, that he called her out on it like that. She could just see something in his eyes like he knew she wasn't telling the truth, so she admitted, no, I wasn't in love with him. The truth that everybody didn't know was Grandma and the baby daddy didn't even know each other. They had like a 1 or 2 night stand, got pregnant, and then because they didn't want to look bad, they told everybody they met, fell in love, were going to get married, and then the man abandoned her because he got cold feet. Sammy says, but you weren't going to marry him either. He wasn't the only one with cold feet, was he? Grandma was like, wait, we're the only 2 people who know what happened. How do you know that? And Sammy loudly says, I know everything. Then he tells her, I want you to come be with me. He said, you leave your child behind. It's just going to be you and me forever. And Grandma says, leave my child? I would never leave my child for anyone. And he says, yes, you would. You will for me. He said, I know for a fact you would leave your child and your whole family to be with me. Grandma responds, no, hell I wouldn't. I would never leave my child for anyone. But mentally, in her mind, she admits she would. Like, there's a weird little feeling in her mind that says she would leave her child because it feels like he's persuading her to think or feel that way. Trigger warning. Then he tells her he wants to know that she'll do anything for him, even if that means unaliving people, and he'll give her whatever her heart desires. And now she's terrified. Something was telling her, you're dealing with something very serious here, like a serial killer, a demon, something's going on, and it's not good. You better get the fuck out of here. So she jumps up to leave, and then he pulls her back down and says, you can't leave until we're finished. You have to say yes or no. He says, I know you need a partner and a father for your child. She said, you said if we were together, I'd be abandoning my child. He said, well, that would be a stipulation of the deal. She said, it sounds like you're trying to trick me. He said, well, some people do call me a trickster. He said, all you have to do is agree to be with me. Just say the word yes, say it. She said, no, I'm not making a deal, no. And then she starts thinking about the story her great-grandmother used to tell her about the man in black. So the Man in Black story dates back as far as we can remember, all throughout the southern states. And it's a very attractive man who dresses in all black and targets female victims of all ages, asking them to do his bidding or trying to make a deal. They call him a trickster for a reason because his deals never end well, never, and people believe that he's actually trying to take souls. So she used to wear this pendant that her mom gave her. It wasn't a cross, it was something else. So she grabs it and starts mentally praying, please don't let nothing happen to me or my child, please protect us, because she's starting to freak out, she's scared. He backed up and said, you're never going to agree to it, are you? And she said, no, you should know that if you know everything. But he stands up, looks down at her, and she said his pupils got so big his eyes looked black, like they were almost solid black. He said, too bad we couldn't make a deal, but I will see you again in a few years. She said, no, you won't. He said, yes, I will. And then he disappeared as he walked behind the graves. She got so scared, her hands were shaking, her palms were sweating, almost about to throw up, so she got in the car and headed home. The whole way home, she kept thinking she was mentally breaking down, like, was he even real? Did this happen? And then when she gets home, her mom says, well, how did the date go with Sammy? And she's like, so he is real. You did see him. And her mom was like, yeah, where is he? What happened? And then she tells her mom, and her mom was like, holy shit. So her mom, being the religious fanatic that she was, takes grandma and the baby down to the river and has the preacher baptize them all over again because she thinks the devil's after them. Grandma said she don't know if he was a psycho, a serial killer, or a demon, but what she does know is he's real and he was there. And what's crazy, he was right. She saw him again 10 years later and he hadn't aged a bit. He came to her at her lowest point when her current husband was abusing her and her children.
Am I wrong for not tipping after overhearing what my waitress said about me? I, 30 female, was at a restaurant last night with my mother. She was meeting my boyfriend's mom for the first time. We're punctual people, so we got there about 30 minutes before our reservation. We got seated with no issues. It took the waitress 20 minutes to get to our table, even though the restaurant was pretty empty. Right away, I could tell she didn't want to wait on us. She didn't greet us with a hello, she just asked what we wanted to drink. We told her I noticed that she didn't write down our order. It took another 15 minutes for our drinks to get to the table, and they were wrong. Hard to mess up a ginger ale and a vodka soda, but she did. My mom pointed out that she didn't order a Pepsi, and the waitress rolled her eyes and took my mother's glass and disappeared. I excused myself to use the washroom shortly after. I had no idea where I was going, so I went to the entrance to ask one of the hostesses there. While I was walking up to the server area, I overheard my waitress talking to some other hostess. She was pissed that she had to wait on a black table because they never tip well. My mother and I were the only black people in the restaurant. She wasn't even whispering when she said it either. I wasn't stunned, but her lack of effort started to make sense. I interrupted their conversation and I asked where the bathroom was. I didn't let on that I heard what they were talking about. When I got out of the bathroom, my boyfriend and his mom were already seated. My boyfriend and his mom were white. When my waitress saw the rest of our party, she did a 180. Her service was stellar. She took notes, told jokes, and our water glasses were always filled. She didn't make another mistake. Because the night went so well, I decided to treat everyone and pay the check. Gave me the machine and I smiled at her while I keyed 0% for a tip. She didn't notice until after the receipt had been printed out. By that time, all of us had already started to leave. She tapped me on the shoulder and asked if I had made a mistake on the bill. I told her I didn't think so and looked at the receipt. She asked if there was a problem with her service, and I said her service was fantastic, but since I was a black woman, I don't tip well. Her face went white. She kind of laughed nervously, and I laughed as well. I walked out after that, but my boyfriend's mom asked what had happened. I told her what I overheard, and my boyfriend's mom said that I should have tipped her anyway because it shows character. She seemed pretty pissed at me after that. My boyfriend and my mom are both on my side, but I'm wondering if I should have just thrown in a $2 tip.